to Softcore History. I am your host for the week, Rob Fox. I am joined, as always, by Jake Goldman and Dan Regester. How you guys doing today?
Feeling good. Why are you talking like that?
I don't know. Just trying to be friendly.
That's cool. That's cool.
Just like, hello.
I like it. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything
What kind of ruse is this?
Anything from you?
Why are you being nice?
Yeah.
Today's the day I tell you I want to make.
What's your play here?
I want to make you the godfather of my second child.
Not Rory? Not the first one?
Well, that's your mortal enemy.
He's got a godfather.
Yeah, but can I, like, challenge him for that title?
I don't think that's how it works.
I think you'd lose, to be honest.
You think I'll lose?
Yeah.
Who is it?
In a fight?
Denny?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Denny could give you a good fight. Yeah.
He was a
No.
he was a bouncer in Chicago, in Wrigleyville.
What's his ground game like?
What's his ground game like?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's just stronger than you.
Switchblade.
He's
I don't think he is.
He's 6'5", easily got you on weight.
Was he at the wedding?
Yeah. He was my best man.
I got him. Big trees fall hard, man.
All right. Sure, why not? Today, we have a topic.
Do you have a name, by the way, for the second child yet?
We do, but I'm not saying it.
Right, you don't want to say it aloud.
Yeah, I don't want to say it
Will you
aloud.
tell me off air?
No. Monkey.
Can I be the godfather?
Is that a
Well, if we have a couple people you have to fight against, but we'll get into that later.
is that a thing? Not saying the name. What is?
Well,
that?
we don't want to say it because people will be like, "Oh, that," or like, "Oh,
What if they take it?
yeah, I have a dog named that," or whatever the fuck.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's Wheeler, isn't it?
yeah, it's Wheeler.
Yeah, actually, if you told us right now, I would get another dog
Yeah, it's
and name it that.
it's actually Chase Wheeler Fox.
It's a good middle name too.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, it is your middle name.
It is my.
Before we get started, I was getting into the topic too quickly. Before we get started, A, thank you for listening. B, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/softcorehistory, where you get a ton of bonus content. First and foremost, an extra episode every week. Secondly, I do a daily blog Monday through Friday. I just, the news blogs you read, normal, modern news, whatever, funny thing happened or political thing happened, whatever. I do that, except it's pulled from newspapers of the past. Today, for example, I did an article on, I guess some courts ruled that flirting could no longer be grounds for divorce.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
it was.
That's funny that it was.
But
Yeah,
they
that's
were
a
like,
groundbreaking case, really.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
raised the bar a little bit higher.
yeah. Was it like? So it's like what? Like a guy be like, "Oh, hey there," and it's
Yeah.
like, divorce.
She got a little too friendly with that chap over there. Divorce.
Was it? Oh, but women couldn't divorce the guy for it.
They could go either way.
Some
okay.
day labor whistles.
But I
at
mean,
the
it was
wife.
probably usually the guy.
Divorce.
He's like, you were too friendly with him. I want to divorce you. And this has nothing to do with me having sex with that 16-year-old maid of ours. Nothing at all. I'm not running away with her, leaving the children with you. You just flirt too much.
You flirt.
You flirt, you dirty flirt. Yeah, patreon.com/softcorehistory. A lot of great shit.
$5 a month.
Yep.
And really, it should be more. It should be.
But it never will be.
It will only be $5.
Only every $5 a month. And we do our Christmas raffle,
Of course.
which is if you sign it, so your last month to sign up, it ends December 1st, sign up wise.
And then we draw at the end of the month of December,
And you get 50% of our earnings in December.
which you'll see, whatever the number is, Jan 1st.
Yeah, it's
And you
it's
don't
public.
tell the IRS about it. Wink.
Yeah,
No, it's a marketing expense.
yeah, we're just gonna.
pretty
Yeah,
easy.
it's a write off for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Figure it out, Jake.
Sure. Yeah.
Make
Do
the
your
numbers
magic.
work. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Do the
Say it.
thing.
Say it.
Do the J thing.
The Jake thing.
Yeah, the Jake thing.
The Jake thing. I don't want to use the J word,
But Jake.
but Jake. Yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck you guys.
We also would appreciate it if you rate our show a 5-star and leave a review that helps us jump up the charts.
Been meaning to say something. You guys have kind of been slacking with that.
Not a lot of reviews lately.
Leave us some reviews.
We need to get up over 1,000.
You can say whatever you want about us. Any terrible
5
things about
stars.
us, just
Leave a 5-star.
Just 5 stars.
Yeah, someone railed me about the Gettysburg thing. I don't want to go in October. I know October is a spooky month, but
Probably closer to the date.
of the battle would be the better ghost
What
activity.
is the date again?
July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
It's going to be so fucking hot.
Yeah, it was hot as fuck during the battle.
Was
Yeah.
actually at the Lincoln Memorial on Saturday. Saw the whole speech.
First time?
First time.
Seeing the speech, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reading the entire thing. I
Yeah.
actually kind of skimmed through it.
Yeah.
It was too long.
It's very.
It's like one of the shortest speeches in history.
Yeah, but on a wall.
It was so short that they didn't get a picture of him because they thought it was going to be like an hour, and it was like fucking 5 minutes.
I like the Jefferson Memorial the most.
Lincoln's really good.
Actually,
it's top tier.
What I
good.
what I think is real dope is Grant's tomb
Where's that?
in D.C. on
I didn't see it.
it's off the mall, I think, near the mall. I don't know,
Okay.
but Grant's tomb's dope.
And then I thought the Washington Memorial or Monument wasn't like super cool until you're like the closer you get to it, the more impressive it gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like weirdly like when you're at the Washington Monument, you can see straight into the backyard of the White House.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Actually, did you get a chance to go to Arlington?
We
The
stayed
c-
in Arlington.
The cemetery.
No.
Oh, the cemetery's sick.
AKA
Well, actually, yeah, we did stay in the cemetery.
You stayed there.
We're cutting costs here, so.
camped out. Yeah.
The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier is a really cool thing to go see if you ever get a chance to.
AKA, if you listen to this podcast, you probably know this because you like history a little bit, but that is Robert E. Lee's old plantation.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I probably learned that and forgot.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So the Union like quartermaster or whatever, like the main one, his son died in battle, and Lee's plantation was like right next to D.C. or whatever, and it had already been seized. You know what I mean? Like it had already been conquered, whatever you want to call it. And so he was like, "You want to kill my son? All right, fuck you!" And he just started burying bodies on the property.
Damn.
Yeah. And now it's a cemetery. And they never gave it. Actually, I think the Lees sued after the war and they got it back, but then donated it back to the government after Lee's son died or something like that.
I will say, though, that straight shot from Lincoln Memorial to the Capitol, it's a very pleasant walk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the mall, dude?
Yeah.
It's so nice.
But me and Giorgio were cracking down. I think there's some type of like ice cream mafia in D.C.
What?
Like everywhere you go, there's at least 13 ice cream
How
trucks.
high were you, by the way?
I wasn't high at all.
No?
I haven't smoked weed in a long time.
Just Giorgio?
Well, Giorgio every day, yeah.
Right.
But literally, no matter where you go, at all times, there's like 13 or 14 ice cream trucks.
Really?
There's too much ice cream in D.C.
They're all just CIA fronts, actually.
They have
That
to be.
actually
We
would
were
make a
thinking
lot of
they're like
sense.
surveillance.
Yeah.
Probably is.
It's all CIA fronts.
And I got an ice cream cone from a man by the name of Amir Dream Cream.
Did he change his name? Or that was
I only know that because he
No, his
had,
Cash App
we had a
was.
Cash App.
Oh, yeah.
So it was Amir, first name.
He didn't
and
take card. It was
Right.
just Cash App. It
You Cash App.
was $10 for a fucking cone, man.
Yeah, everything's expensive in D.C.
Yeah.
D.C.'s expensive
No,
as shit.
everything else wasn't that bad. But the ice cream cone, $10.
It's a CIA front.
Easily.
It's all CIA.
You just funded a coup in like
And
Eastern
FBI,
Africa. Yeah.
Yeah, I just, replaced a dictator
All of
in
it,
South America.
essentially all those ice cream trucks are like training for how they like can just spy on random people.
Like, it makes sense if there's 3 or 4 because, there's a lot of school trips in D.C. But
Mhm.
literally, I counted on one block, there was 14.
That's crazy.
An absurd amount of ice cream. And they all sell the same shit.
Yes, that's CIA, maybe FBI as well.
Competing and NSA. Why not?
Well, yeah, because, like, they never
Yeah.
they never communicate well. So it's just,
You just
Yeah.
had a big cone of microchips.
You just ate like so many microchips. Dude,
Yeah.
you got microchips all up in you.
they're listening to us right now.
Well, someone is.
Well, leave a 5-star review. You're gonna listen to us out of Dan's asshole.
Listen to the 18 different people monitoring Dan right now. If you could
Yeah.
give us a like and a subscribe, that'd be great.
Really cool
Wonderful.
town, though. Great food, great booze, great bar scene,
Yeah, I like DC a
great
lot.
people. Really.
Great architecture, great everything. Love it. But let's get into this week's topic because we have a lot to cover. I couldn't help myself. I have 10 pages of notes here.
Jesus.
And it's
almost
for
a
good
two-parter.
reason.
Me and Jake can leave then, right? No.
Yeah, eventually, it's fine. Today, we are talking about a little pocketbook. And that little pocketbook is called Harris's List of Covent-Garden Ladies.
What?
Oh,
What?
like an
Which-
actual
which
tiny book
A
in
little
someone's
pocketbook,
pocket?
yeah.
It's like a witch book?
No. It was a handy little pocketbook published between
I
1757
don't like the word pocketbook.
and set. Well, that's what it was.
It's a book that goes in your pocket, Dan.
No, I get that.
Why don't you like it?
Because that's not what, like, the term pocketbook, I just think of somebody's, like, coin purse.
Wallet? No, that's not what it means anymore. Or that's not what it meant back then. It meant like a handy book of reference for your pocket.
Just
Before
like
cell
a-
phones.
Like a PA book?
I guess. I don't fucking know. It was a pocketbook, published between 1757 and 1791. And what it did was it gave a quick review or overview, whatever you want to call it, just a quick rundown of London's best-known mid-priced prostitutes.
Okay.
Oh.
It was a review system.
So it was like a back page.
It was like Zagat. How do you say it?
Zanga?
Zagat?
Zagat.
Zagat? Yeah.
What do you mean Zagat? What is Zagat?
It's like a restaurant review.
Michelin, like a little Michelin book.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you meant like Zanga, like the blog.
No.
Zagat is a food restaurant review source.
Or Lulu. Remember that?
Yeah.
Wait, was that the one where
In college.
chicks rated you?
Yeah, you couldn't access it as a guy, but you could see through your friends.
Yeah,
Oh, I remember that.
And
Yeah.
girls would rate guys in college.
I had a
and,
good
like,
rating
just
on that.
trash
I
them.
actually had a good rating as well.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like sometimes you upset women.
Nah, never did. Always pleased.
I always got the wandering eye.
Yeah. And by the this is that basically. This is Lulu, but it is curated. It's more of a like
It's a more trusted source.
yeah. This isn't like crowdsourced. This is a curated list from experts.
And by expert, it's one guy probably.
Oh my God, can you imagine if Lulu was the other way around in college? People would have lost their fucking mind.
Not
Yes.
then, but now for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it still plays now.
People
girls to
forget
guy.
that things really started to get wild about 2014, 2015.
Yeah.
2015, yeah.
That is when things really started to get
Right.
like college campus started to go bananas.
Blame Mizzou.
I can't. All right, we're moving
Blame
on.
the poop swastika
Fucking
Mizzou.
shit. I can't do this. We're moving on.
Just go.
Name another incident that like
Go,
popped
Tiger
off.
Boy.
I am not going to do that. All right.
That was the inciting
It was not.
moment.
It was not. But I'm not defending that here.
It was Mizzou.
Oh my God. Whatever.
The downfall of society in America happened in Columbia, Missouri.
That's why you get the raging liberal lady meme from.
Melissa Click.
Let's click who I had. I had a class with
How
her.
was she as a teacher?
Awful. I fucking hated her.
She can't. I by far had the worst teacher of all of us. Worst professor.
Who'd you have? She famous?
The one that was a pedophile?
You know, he was the head of the film department. He got popped for child pornography. So
Yeah, but you can't meme that. That's just a normal old man getting popped for child porn.
he almost. I almost didn't graduate college because of him. He gave me a D on the paper. I needed a C in the class.
Wow.
The entire class was dictated on that paper.
And to think he was just he was probably annoyed that he.
It was a good paper too. It's not like I don't write for a living or didn't write for a living.
Maybe it wasn't. What are you saying? It wasn't good paper because he fucked kids? That has nothing to do with him fucking kids or loving
He just disagreed.
liking naked kids had nothing to do with the quality of your paper.
He just disagreed with my opinion,
It's not a reason to fail someone.
and he almost failed me out of school. Well, not
Wow.
failed me, but I almost didn't.
That is not a reason to fail someone. That's why I loved all my creative writing classes. Is that you can't really fault someone for anything other than not turning in the work.
I'm sorry. Political science is even better because then you have a fucking civil suit. It's like, what? You think I can't believe what I believe?
Fuck's wrong with you, man? So the pocketbook, that was a guide to London's best-known mid-priced prostitutes between 1757 and
mid?
1791.
Some mid prosties.
Some mid-prosties. So it's like the middle-class man's hooker, right? These aren't high-end hookers. These are
But not bottom of the barrel.
no. These are
Yeah.
an everyman.
No Helen Slagerman's in this book.
No, Ellen Slager. Oh, what I'd give to make a Harris pocketbook. Let me tell you.
Even the low effort is still much appreciated.
Helen Slagerman's my favorite thing from Spare Bedroom.
It was the first sketch,
Was it?
It's
Yeah.
one of my favorites.
All right.
I think. Yeah, it
It
was.
is.
It might have been. So it was started by Samuel Derrick. He is credited with starting the book. After his death in 1769, the authors are unknown, though it was authored under the pseudonym every year by, quote, H. Ranger. From the late 1780s.
Hooker Ranger?
Yeah, probably.
Like horny police. The H
Horny
police.
Ranger?
Either one. Well, that's more like Ranger back then means more like explorer. You know what I mean?
No, you take the law in your own hands.
Whatever. Yeah, they're ranging through hookers.
Texas Ranger.
And your dick's the gun.
Horny Ranger.
We'll get into those euphemisms.
Oh, man, I bet they're great.
It abounds. From the late 1780s on, we know it was printed by three men, John and James Roach and John Aitken. Now, this was not the first book published about the locations, acts, prices, and quality of London prostitutes. Between 1660 and 1661, a book called The Wandering Whore ran for 5 issues.
So this is like a real Betamax VHS, huh?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Everything's got competition.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Underpants.
Sisterhood of the
Pretty
Traveling
much.
Whores?
In 1691, another book, a catalog of jilts, cracks, and prostitutes, night walkers, whores, she-friends, kind women, and other of the linen-lifting tribe was printed. This catalogs the physical attributes of 21 women who could be found around town. One described was Mary Holland. She was apparently tall, graceful, and comely, shy of her favors, but could be mollified at a cost of 20 pounds, which 20 pounds then is not 20 pounds now, so I don't really understand that. Her sister Elizabeth was less expensive, being indifferent to money, but a supper and 2 guineas will tempt her. So she was less attractive and less expensive.
A supper and 2...
Checks out, though.
Wait, dinner and 2 Italians will get her?
2
Is that what that means?
Give her 2 Italian slaves. And no, guineas was like a fucking nickel or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Right.
Like, I really didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
Or just actual guinea pigs.
She loves pets.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Smells awful, but
That place smells like straw.
One time, me and Courtney visited New York, and we visited one of our friends from high school. Nice people.
grown adult.
I don't want to talk. Yes, I don't want to talk shit on them or anything. But we went into their Upper East Side apartment. That was like
They have a rabbit or a guinea pig.
they had 3 guinea pigs,
Oh, that's too many.
and
One is too many.
for an adult.
and they had a whole habitat, and they lived in a 400 square foot apartment.
Man,
The habitat was basically in their kitchen.
It probably didn't smell good.
You know, they did a good job of dealing with the smell, but it was mostly just like,
Was it the sounds that were bad?
no, it was just like how you're wasting space you don't even have.
Yeah. It's tough.
It was
well, at that point, you can't really have a dog.
a dog would have been less space. The dog just takes the space of the dog.
The dog moves. The dog can relocate wherever you aren't.
Yeah.
Just keep the guinea pig out.
That's how you get some dead guinea pigs.
yeah.
Man.
Or get a ferret. No, I mean if you get any type
Ferrets do smell bad.
If you
I
get
had
these,
a ferret
yeah,
in
if you get
college
these
for a year.
rodents, if you're a rodent person, I'm not saying you're as bad as a bird person, but you're like on par.
I'd love to have a bird. I said I had a ferret in college for a year. What I should clarify is I took care of someone's ferret in college for a year because he couldn't have it in his apartment, and we liked the ferret because it was a nice, funny little guy, and we kept it in our room, and that room smelled like ferret shit and piss. They smell so fucking bad.
I'm sorry, we had a sugar glider in our house because Joe had one.
Those things seem awesome.
They're really cool, actually, but they get lonely. And they get very sad.
Didn't you say it would just like cry?
It kind of died of loneliness. No, you're supposed to get them with a friend so they keep each other company.
I thought you were gonna say it got sad and lonely, so I started jerking off.
No. It like Joe went on vacation for a little bit. We were taking care of it, and it made itself sick.
Heartbreak.
It's a really sad story. But the thing that I didn't like was
Just
it was
didn't like
nocturnal. So like I'd sleep on the couch a lot, like pass out watching a movie, and like middle of the night I just hear it like fly down and land on my face.
Yeah.
And like, God damn it, W! Like, what are you doing? I had to like pick him up and put him somewhere else.
Terrifying.
He lived in my golf bag because that was his favorite place. Like I'd go golfing, I'd pick up the bag, it would just start going. Like Jesus Christ! It's like living with a cartoon. It was very fun.
Like deeply irresponsible for a college kid to buy a sugar glider.
Why?
You're gonna kill that animal. We had a sugar glider in our house too. You know what happened to it? Do you know how that met its end?
No.
Moved it into his house. Like after he moved out of the fraternity, it lived in the fraternity house, then moved into another house after he moved out of the fraternity house. Like just because
Yeah.
And they all got drunk one night.
I don't like this story.
And they're like, let's toss in a DiGiorno.
Oh no! Was the sugar glider in the oven?
Yep.
Oh no! That's so sad, dude.
You cooked? Did they at least eat it?
No.
That's so fucked up, man.
Yeah.
That's so irresponsible.
I know.
They just preheated the oven, huh? And the sugar glider was
Didn't check for a sugar glider.
When you have a small animal that hides in small spaces,
Yeah.
you have to check.
How to get in the oven?
They get places, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, so it wasn't like in the main oven area, but it had wedged itself into a place where it could get
cooked. Yeah,
Yeah,
not great. But back to the point. You want to be a bird guy?
I like birds.
Yeah.
Also, where are you supposed to keep a sugar glider? Like, who's supposed to have
There
it?
is
You
a
keep it in a
cage.
bird cage, basically.
You do keep it in a bird cage, yeah.
Ugh, man.
It was
depressing.
It was free range in our home.
But you want to clip a bird's wings and just keep it in a cage.
Yes, for my own pleasure. But yeah, so the book got ended in 1795. The guys got kind of sued. One did a year in jail. The judge said it was a most indecent and immoral publication, and
You go to jail for this.
said Roach's crime was an offense of greater enormity that could hardly be committed. Yeah, it's fucking the 1790s at that point.
I mean, morality is a big deal.
Kinda. Some places kind of pick and choose where.
So there was a turn. The society was fine-ish with prostitution in London, basically throughout the publication of this book. But by the end of it, there was kind of a sort of social turn on it. Got a little puritanical, I guess you could say.
True. Some of the most
What it was.
powerful women in the world, like especially throughout history, have been prostitutes.
That's fine. That's fine. But they
Just
just
madames.
started to be dicks about it. But look, I'm not here to talk about nerd shit.
No.
All right, I'm not here to be like, oh, when did this book start getting published? Did they use a printing press? What's a hack writer? All that type of stuff.
Dude, fuck that. I want to know who had the most bomb-ass pussy.
We're going to read prostitute reviews
Okay.
from the 1780s. So I found a copy of this from 1788 online,
Fantastic.
and we're just going to start reading hooker reviews.
Okay. Names.
They
Are you doxing hookers right?
they doxed the hookers. They
Yeah, I
gave their addresses.
Oh, my God.
Well, how else are you going to find them?
Fair.
Right. But what's funny is they leave out part of their name. So, like, on the first one, Miss L is Miss L, possibly Miss Lancaster. They printed it as Miss L-ST-R.
So they leave out a couple letters.
They leave out the vowels, basically. Yeah, like, more or less.
You play Wheel of Fortune.
Could be anybody.
Could be Miss Leicester. I don't know. But it's not hard to guess. And they
buy a
gave the
whore?
address. The addresses were there.
Yeah.
So let's just get into it. And by the way, I went down. There were about 190 entries in this book. I picked out the best ones that I could find. I read through. I read a lot of prostitute reviews.
Right, as one does.
That's
Yeah.
research, man. You get paid to do that now. Let's go.
Kinda. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't not get paid to do it.
Yeah.
And now, Time Machine, you now have a little
I
data
do.
if you want to go back to London in
Rob
1700s.
gets approached by a time-traveling bandit that's like, you can bring one thing with you. Rob's like, all right, I got the book. Let's go.
Miss Lannister.
Yeah.
Look, I did not start to get curious about some of these women, to be quite honest.
I mean, some of them could have been your dream girl.
Let's go.
You
Let's
don't
go.
know.
In like another time, another dimension.
Let's read these horror reviews.
This whore
The wandering
could
whore.
be the one that got
Yeah.
away, you know?
I just
So
like saying it.
this book isn't like listed in order. You know what I mean? Best to worst.
It's not like ranked.
But they did lead off with the goat.
Oh, so, yeah.
They did lead off with the number one.
The Gretzky.
Yeah, essentially. She got the top spot. She got above the fold. This is the one you want to find. Number one in the book. Like I said, I call her Miss Lancaster. Could be Miss Leicester. I don't know. I'm reading from the book now. Such are all pleasing Lancaster leads the train and, smiling like the morn, unfolds her heaven of beauties. Now arrived at the tempting age of 19, her imagination is filled with every luscious idea, refined sensibility, and fierce desire can unite. Her form is majestic, tall, and elegant. She's pretty. Okay. So what's so pretty about her? Her pouting lips distill nectareous balm, and through the flame its thrilling transports dart, which, when parted, display a casket of snow-white pearls ranged in the nicest regularity.
She's got good teeth.
She has a nice smile.
Yeah.
Saying a lot.
Aw. That is, well, they focus on teeth a lot in this book.
They're also saying right at the top that she's adventurous, too. I think it's kind of the classic, oh, these young girls, man, you don't know what they're into now. It's crazy. Like that's what that paragraph kind of said.
Yeah, I need
She's
a
full of
translation
these,
a little bit.
She's full of these ideas and, like,
This is one of the tamest reviews I read.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
I thought they were just kind of dressing it up a little bit.
They do dress it up throughout, but it gets wilder.
Okay.
So she has a nice smile. Very sweet. Next.
Go.
The neighboring hills below, full ripe for manual pleasure, firm and elastic, and heave at every touch.
She's got big boobs.
Yeah, got nice titties. Does it get more graphic than that? Sure.
I hope.
The Elysian font in the center of a black bewitching grove.
So she has pubes and...
She has a vagina with a nice black bush.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I guess is...
Elysian's like heaven-like, right?
Yeah. Elysian
Perfectly
and Cyprian
trimmed.
get used to describe a lot of dicks and pussies. Supported by 2 pyramids, white as alabaster, very delicate, and soft as turtle's down. I think that's her butt, but I don't know.
That's actually
Two
tough one.
pyramids?
2 pyramids?
Or
Is
they're
that
just
like her
talking about-
legs, like kind of
Oh,
up?
actually, yes.
That's what I'm thinking, maybe.
You're absolutely right.
I think that's what I...
You just figured that out.
Yeah.
That is what that is.
I was trying to figure that out, but I couldn't.
Yeah, nobody back then had an ass.
Not in England.
No, well, no, not anywhere,
What
really.
do you mean, not
We
anywhere?
had concave butts back
People
then,
with
dude.
asses had asses.
Nobody had an ass back then.
Anywhere in the world.
Man, it's a new invention. The
White girls
female
didn't start
ass.
getting them until like the 80s, dude.
Yeah, honestly, female ass hasn't come around since the first year it probably popped up was like 2005.
Sure. Why not? There was no asses prior to 2005. Next up,
Pancakes are on the menu. That's it.
I don't even hate it. I'm into it, to be honest. At the approach of their favorite lord unfold, and for 3 guineas, he is conducted to this harbor of never-failing delight. Favorite lord, that's a cock. Then she puts it in her pussy, and they fuck.
And it's delightful.
And it's delightful. Add to all this that she sings well,
Oh.
and is a very cheerful companion, and has only been in this life 9 months. So she can sing well, she's not all used up.
Relatively new.
Yeah.
You have a good time with her, and then she sings you a nice little,
You get entertainment.
show tune at the end.
I like how this book tries to, like, they say, like, they try to, like, dress it up, and they'll be like, and, she's really smart, too.
No, she's like super cool.
Yeah,
too.
it's like, dude,
She's like
it's a
good hang.
prostitute.
She's a good hang.
like the
What
voice.
do you-
Not terrible.
I don't know what you're... We'll get into it, because there's more. So next we have Miss Holland.
Okay.
Start the review.
Already down.
Yep. Those who choose to sail the island of love in a first-rate ship or to enclose an armful of delight must be pleased with this lady. This hooker is solid. You're going to like the way you feel.
I guarantee it.
Motion of the ocean.
But she's also not number 1. And I think they let off with the best, but then they just started sort of listing them after that. In no order. Because they do get into pros and cons. There were just no cons on number 1. Who?
So the first one's perfect.
Yeah.
No complaints.
So Miss Holland, though, who, though only 17 and short, is very fat and corpulent.
What does that mean?
I take back. I retract my previous statement of I'm already down.
You got that off her name.
Fat and short? No, I'm out.
You're like, Miss Holland, I love it. It's not Miss Holland like, this is Miss Universe competition.
Yeah,
It's like, then this is Miss Holland.
This is her last name, bro.
Damn. Well, I done goofed.
Done goofed. Like, they're here to be honest. It's a review publication.
Okay, fat and short, but she probably works hard, right?
Yet, notwithstanding, she is a fine piece of frailty. Her face is handsome, and her nut brown locks, which are placed above and below. So she's got a nice brown bush.
The carpet matches the drapes.
Literally,
And a
yes.
Handsome face.
Yeah.
Handsome is quite acceptable for beautiful.
Yeah.
At the time.
Promise a luscious treat to the voluptuary. Her temper is agreeable and pleasing, and she is so far from being mercenary that a single guinea is the bondage of her wish.
So
She didn't even cost that much.
Oh, yeah. So she's not like so far from being mercenary. I mean, like she's not like out there trying to get paid. She's just like, oh, I do it on the side.
Yeah. If you're in a pinch, she's your girl.
Yeah, if you're nice and, she's feeling it, she's not going to break the bank.
No.
And sometimes you've had 5 or 6 pints, and it's more about getting it done than who you get it done with.
Yeah, it's masturbating with another body.
Gross, Dan.
What?
What, do you not understand that?
I understand it completely.
You've done it. Probably.
I'd imagine.
Yeah.
You're not above that.
We all have.
It's called college, and everyone's been there.
Called college, or also like half of life in Austin, which is just college.
Peter Pan land.
It is Peter Pan land.
I don't want to grow up.
Next up, we have Miss Johnson. Indeed, this fair one is not afraid of work, but will undergo a great deal of labor in the action. She sings, dances, and will drink a cheerful glass and is a good companion.
Good hang.
Which you gotta love a girl who's gonna, drink with you,
Right.
wine and dine you. She'll put on a show. She has such. God damn it! Forgot about this. Because they really take a left turn from.
She's a good hang.
To. She has such a noble elasticity in her loins that she can cast her lover to a pleasing height and receive him again with the utmost dexterity. Her price is £1, which means £1 and a shilling, I think. And for her person and amorous qualifications, she is well worth the money. What I think that means is she can lick it, she can ride it while you slip it and slide it. She can do all them little tricks. Keep the dick up inside it.
Wow, did you write that?
I did.
Way to go, man.
Thank you.
That's A+.
Lyrical genius,
Yeah.
Rob Fox.
So, they wrote in this. She uses her pussy good.
I heard flexibility.
Elasticity.
Elasticity.
She keep it tight.
Well, no.
Or actually, that'd be the opposite.
It means it ain't that tight, but she can make it. She can still do stuff.
Oh, okay.
Right. And by the way, I am paraphrasing because some of these reviews are long. Not paraphrasing, but just taking the best parts.
And
taking the
I
highlights.
actually appreciate your translation.
Yeah. It's good.
And I
Well,
hope you did more.
I do. For the whole thing, I fucking did it.
Okay.
Next up, we have a one Miss Brown. If you would wish to find a good bedfellow, though not blessed with every other perfection, this lady will perhaps suit her price, which is £2 too. I don't understand how that's possible. Like, this chick's mediocre, but she costs more than Miss Johnson, who...
Miss Johnson had a fire-ass, cunt. And
Yeah. I don't understand the review on Miss Brown, but sure. Why not? There's a little... And I noticed this as I was reading through it, they kind of, I don't know. They got very contradictory, I guess. At one point, this was okay, and at another point, this is not okay.
Yeah.
Drinking especially comes up a lot.
yeah.
Really? That's
She gets too drunk.
Okay. A little too sloppy.
Listen, sometimes you don't adhere to your own rules that you set. And you're just kind of your own ranking system can kind of be shoddy.
Go out the window after a certain point.
But also, you're just not adhering to standards you've already set.
Right.
And you're just like, you know what? Each individual girl is their own thing. It's like gambling, right? Just because it's on black 5 times on roulette straight,
Sure.
it's independent, right? It's gambler's fallacy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I mean, it's sure.
It's got to be red this time.
Yeah.
But every time the odds reset.
Right. So they're just looking at each girl independently.
Yes. Fair enough.
Yeah. So they don't go back. They don't read the stuff they've already written.
No, again, they're not ranking. They led with the first one, and everything else is independent review.
Mhm.
That actually makes sense.
And I think that's actually the best way to do it.
Yeah. I kind of wonder,
and not hold them to the
standard
girls
of
they've
another
already
person.
previously
Yeah.
ranked. Yeah.
what a gig, by the way.
I was just about to say, who are so there was just dudes out there
This-
we got to rank them this year.
This one was written by 3 men.
Okay.
But there's 190 chicks in here.
Now, their ranking systems, how do you think they come to an agreement?
Well, they're not ranking
ranking.
anything. They're
No,
just
I get that,
reviewing.
but when they
The
review,
system. Yeah.
what's that?
I think they
What's that brainstorming session?
they probably divvied it up and wrote their own.
Yeah.
I don't think they were
and
trying
they
to come
just
to a
kind of mesh
consensus.
together.
Everyone
best.
takes 60 prostitutes.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much it. It's like, all right, you do 60, you do 60, you do 61.
You got Miss Johnson. You got Miss Brown.
and they fought over who got the first one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, they probably all
oh,
3. Let's be honest.
What if they did a fantasy draft?
They probably did.
We going snake, auction?
Oh, you got to go snake. Or maybe you go auction, too.
I think you go auction.
Yeah.
I think auction is, well, look, you're paying. You might as well go
You
auction.
probably got like a salary cap. Like you can't just like spend all your money on all the good ones.
Right.
You're
That's
like,
yeah.
You're making like a DraftKings team
Yeah.
of prostitutes.
Mm-hmm. That seems like the right way to do it. And I don't blame the person who picked the goat.
Just their entire bankroll.
All of it.
All of it.
Next up, we have Mrs. Dowd.
Oh, Mrs.
She is indeed turned of 40, rather fat and short, yet she looks well, dresses neat, and can divide as smartly covered, and as neat a leg and foot as has ever beat time to the silent flute. She's old and fat, but cleans up nice. She's got nice feet. And she'll work your dick as well as anyone else. That's what silent flute is, by the way.
Foot fetish
Silent
back then.
flute?
Silent flute is dick.
No kidding. What else would it mean? She's not actually busting out a flute.
She's really bad though. You can't even hear it.
So yeah, old, fat, cleans up nice, works that dick.
Right.
Let's go on. If you are not soon disposed for the attack, she will show you such a set of pictures that very seldom fails to alarm the sleeping member.
So she shows you porn to get you hard?
Yeah, so if you look at her and you're like, ew, gross, I don't want to fuck you. She's like,
look at my pictures.
got a couple pictures of a nice lady there. Like this picture of a minge. How about this picture of these nipples there?
And
Two
then,
blushing berries right there.
yeah, she just posts up photos, and then there's a glory hole.
Right,
gets
well,
behind
you
the
essentially,
wall.
like, you would tie one of the pictures to her face, and you look at that. Oh, it's all right, love.
It doesn't.
Oh,
for me.
don't.
Helen
Oh.
Slagerman. You know what? I'm glad in that bit Helen Slagerman was my prostitute. She was my prostitute in the bit.
And also, if nothing came of spare bedroom, at least we have this.
Whales I won't be taking no offense if you put one of my own cards over my face. It's all right. Yeah, so she'll show you porn if she can't get you horny.
And she won't.
And she won't. She needs it.
If she's got it on deck, you know she's not.
She's just got a fucking purse full of weird drawn porn.
It's like Randy in the. I know you know that when there's no internet and there's a guy just
sketching porn.
porn for him.
Like, tie hookers are coming on their feet.
There's our South Park reference.
Yeah. I just imagine, though, it's like her version of tarot cards.
Yeah.
She's, all right, this work for you? This work for you?
Yeah.
No.
One or two.
Going to the eye doctor.
Yeah.
I can never tell. It's like, it kind of looks similar.
What, A or B, whatever?
Like 1, 2.
Like, I don't know. I can see them both.
It's too much pressure because that's going to really
It does
affect
start to
my
be a
life.
quiz, right? Like, it ceases to be you just being honest about your eyes and you just wanting to guess right.
And it's real world consequences. 'Cause
Yeah.
if you fuck it up, it's like, oh, well, that's my eyesight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not done with her review yet. Perfectly skilled in every delightful maneuver, knowing how to keep time, when to advance and retreat, to face to the right or left, and when to shower down a whole volley of love. So she can fuck real good.
She's old.
She knows how to work it.
She's been around the
Experience,
block.
yeah.
Yeah, she's got
Experience.
the years, man.
But here is maybe the most important thing about her of all. She is perfectly mistress in the art of restoring life and performs the tender friction with a hand soft as turtles down.
She used to get handies.
Great hand jobs. So maybe you come too fast or you come and you want to go again because you paid for the hour or 3 hours or however fucking long you paid for. She'll get you going again. She'll start working you with that hand again.
Oh, I thought it was over when you were
Or
done.
she's so unattractive, you have to look away and she'll just get you off their hand.
Oh, don't worry about it, love. My face may be raw, but my hand is as soft as turtles down. I could use his voice all day. And I've had enough alcohol and I'm a little sick where I'm in perfect Slagerman like
Range, yeah.
Yeah. where I got the right amount of rust in my throat.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to know who Helen Slagerman is, look up Spare Bedroom.
Right. We need to put that up for free.
We'll
at
just
this
put
point.
it up on fucking Patreon at some point.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Miss Richardson. A pretty, lively, fair complexioned girl with a dainty leg and foot. They talk about feet a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird.
You need nice feet. Think about how gnarly feet could get.
Yeah, especially back then, like just coal covered, like just fucking walking around cobbled streets barefoot.
Just
yeah.
fucking fucked.
Yeah, it's not like you just go get a pair of nail clippers. You probably got to like really try to do that manually.
Think about a girl now who hasn't gotten a fucking pedicure in long enough. If maybe she just has like not great genetics and maybe her feet get a little like drier or something than a normal person. If she doesn't get a pedicure regularly, that's a fucking nightmare.
I've really paid zero attention to feet.
I love feet.
I don't pay attention to any of this really. Hey, feet, hands, anything.
I
It's
go
about the soul.
I go the sole of the foot.
Okay, foot guy.
Rob's a big foot guy. That's the reveal.
I just learned that. That's what I've learned
That's
today.
what I learned today.
What'd you learn today?
Rob wants to fuck my feet.
Well, not your feet.
Well, anyone's feet.
It's just someone's feet.
Are you into foot porn? Like when people are banging the feet pressed together?
Are you the guy I sold pics to?
It's just Rob the whole time. Come get in my cake, Dan.
I will say this. I'm not like a foot fetish guy, but I will notice if you have like gnarly feet.
Mm.
I could see you just like out to fucking dinner with Courtney at dinner, just berating her, being like, it's been a while, huh? No pedicure?
Yeah, when'd you get your last
When's
pedicure?
the last pedicure? Feet are looking rough.
Yeah. What have you been? You been breaking bricks, girl? That's stolen from some black comedian in the 90s. I forget who though.
Well, there's only like 2, right?
Yeah, it's Bernie Mac. Why not?
R.I.P.
He's great. But yeah, Miss
I was
Rich.
going to say Patrice, maybe.
Patrice O'Neal?
Yeah.
That would be a Patrice O'Neal joke, actually. Yeah.
It could be. Like I've heard that. I heard that was a black comedian said that, but I don't remember who
Patrice
it was.
O'Neal is big red pill comedian at the end there.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
R.I.P. because he's red pill.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, why not?
And only.
He's dead.
Going on. And as pretty a pair of pouting bubbies as ever went against a man's stomach.
So,
Repeat that.
yeah, run it back.
As pretty a pair of pouting bubbies as ever went against a man's stomach.
Counting bubbies.
That's boobs.
Tits.
Oh, boobs.
Boobs.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
Pouting threw me off because of lips.
they're kind of like little teardroppers, I think.
Yeah.
No. If they're going against a man's belly,
That's when you hug them or you're fucking her. I don't know.
or they're
You're
just sagging so low.
No.
or
No.
striding.
They
Okay.
talk about saggy ones.
Okay.
They're like, no, they don't say. So this is when they say pouting. I think they mean like teardrop, like a
The
like a down and up type of. Yeah.
Yes.
By the way, one of my favorite things of reading this is the way they talk about tits and ass and dick and pussy. It ranges from like bizarre to hilariously eloquent.
Mm-hmm.
Like to the point where they describe in this like filthy porno rag of a pocketbook, they describe that better than like a Yelp review on Applebee's now. There's like a hookers in the 1780s. Like Applebee's now, like that new quesadilla tasted like fucking donkey's asshole.
yeah.
And now, and at this point, like they use like literary references to describe vaginas and like.
Better, like more eloquent communicators just in general back then, though, too.
Yes.
Especially if you're writing. I mean, you got to think of like the privilege of the fact that you're putting out a publication, right? Like, so it was very.
There was mass media at this point. I mean, this was mass media.
But still, the occasion of publishing something gave it more weight. So I'm assuming they put a lot more behind it.
100%.
Yeah.
There's a difference between publishing this and publishing a fucking tweet.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
You didn't have the time. You couldn't just fire it off. Like, you had to really plan this out.
Yeah. 100%.
It's like Kirk Canal turned a man to stone harder than Medusa. Like,
right. Yeah.
A little Greek mythology in there. Yeah.
Right. But it's like the whole thing is euphemism. You know what I mean? It's like his saluting colonel was turned to stone like Medusa's first wide-eyed lover in the flood.
Like too much fluff. They could've cut it.
It never stops.
Needs an edit.
It's like
Maybe
layer
2.
on layer of. It's like euphemism stacked on euphemism.
So just my writing at CFM, yes.
They couldn't edit themselves.
They had a fourth guy that was just really bad. It's like, she got nice tits.
Dude, I think at some point,
They had
some of these people had to just be like, I didn't read that, all right?
Yeah.
You just tell me what her fucking cunt tastes like, all right? I want to know what a cunny tastes like, and I want to know if her teeth are there, all right? If they're yellow, they're white. She got any teeth at all? I want to know. Is she fat? I didn't read your fucking Greek mythology. Just tell me what the cunny tastes like and what the titties look like.
round.
Fuck. Man. Like, I'm drunk right now.
I gotta flip through.
Can't even fucking read this shit.
Gotta flip through a Steinbeck novel just to get to the review, man.
Her pussy tastes like 7-day porridge.
There was actually, I didn't include her in this, but one of the reviews I read was of a French chick who was fat. And they were like, but unlike all these British chicks, she does this weird French thing where she cleans her pussy. She'll sit on her bidet for minutes on end.
It's like she's probably just getting
Yeah, so like the British chicks would only clean their armpits and shit, but she would clean the vagina. And they'd be like, that's a curious French thing that she does.
So you're going in, I don't know, 7, 8 deep. Guys before you.
Yeah.
100%.
It's no wonder how many venereal diseases went around so quickly.
It's amazing. How
Like, wow, you're wet. And I was like, well.
That's not me.
Oh, this is so uncomfortable.
A little sticky, huh?
Yeah. Nice crunch at the end.
Oh, God. All right, keep going on. She is pleasing. We're still on Miss Richardson. She is pleasing, though fond, and can make wantonness delightful. Every part assists to bring on the momentary delirium, and then each part combines to raise up the fallen member. Again, 1788 boner euphemism. Her price is commonly 2 guineas, but if a man is clever, she is ready to make some abatement. So
if you can haggle,
you can haggle with her.
It's like, all right, listen, Richardson. I clever myself clever.
They call her an Italian market.
Because you can haggle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, how about this? It's just, someone just walks up and is like, what's it? 2 guineas? How about this? 1. Oh, clever boy. 1 it is.
Yeah, that's the extent of haggling. Just naming your price is what haggling was in the 1700s.
I'm dealing with a clever one here.
Oh, a man who sets his price. Well then. Love to just walk into our car dealership. You say 35,000? How about 20? You're pretty smart, man.
Done.
It's a British prostitute at car dealership. All right. 20 it is for the Volvo.
Here's your Toyota Camry.
Next up, we have Miss Lucas. This might be my favorite one.
Yay.
This review is, it defies every ounce of logic. It's wonderful.
Go on.
So we have Miss Lucas. She is said, like the River Nile, frequently to overflow.
Whoa. She's squirter?
That was my thought.
Right.
I think we might have...
Our first squirter has entered the conversation.
Yeah. At minimum, it's a wop. But I think it's a
Wet
squirter.
ass pussy.
Yeah. By the way, one of the first things this reminded me of was I had this girl I went to grade school with.
What? Wait. You can't. No.
I went to grade school with her.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say this random grade school girl I know reminded me of her. This wet pussy situation reminded me of this 6th grader I know.
Okay, but you see where I got there.
No, I don't, because I said it clearly the first time.
Nah, I don't know about that. You're weird, man.
I'm Facebook friends with her. One time, like, she used to post, like, wild shit about sex all the time. Or one time, she did, like, a repost of, like, a meme or some, like account that's, like, I would love to get my pussy ate or some weird shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, one of your trash home friends will, like, reshare some, like, wild shit.
Yeah. Facebook's a cesspool, dude. It's awesome.
Wonderful.
Why are they my trash friends?
I'm saying you
There's
have trash
There's
friends.
a royal you, I think, though.
Yeah. But you
No, I think he's looking directly at me.
Well, first off, I'm telling a story of my trash friend. So I'm not the
Right,
only.
but you only have one trash friend.
No, I have
Where
many,
I
but
have-
this is a story about one, and I know you have these types of friends as well.
Okay.
Let's just drop all airs here.
Yeah,
all right?
come on.
We know where you're from.
We're
fine.
in a prostitute review
Right.
episode. Let's be
He's
cool.
from rural Florida. You're from fucking Delco.
Yes.
I'm from St. Louis. It's fine.
Yes.
She posted this thing, and she was like agreeing with it. She was like, mm-hmm. And it was essentially like, he ain't eating yo pussy right if you don't squirt.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, I dated a girl like that not that long ago.
What?
You met her.
You don't have to say
They
that,
used
man.
to. Hey, I won't say her name, but like she would share stuff like, I take a pill so he can nut at me. He can take a pill so he can deal with my cats.
Oh, that's different.
Oh, I know who that is.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fine. I don't care about that. I don't care about this either. But I was just like, who is this for? I'm not going to say her name, but like, I was like, who is this for?
Right.
Sarah? That's a fake name. Sarah. Who are you posting this
Hiding
for?
in plain sight. Her name is Sarah.
They'll never expect Sarah.
No.
It's not. It's not. But the first thing that reminded me, I was just like, this chick was like, you can only successfully eat my pussy if I piss all over your face.
I agree.
I see no lies.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Spot the
For
goddamn
Sarah, at
line.
least.
Man, you guys get squared on way more than I do, I guess.
It is just pee.
Yeah.
Is it?
I think it's
Kinda.
a
It's like a
combo of like
mixture.
it's a little bit pee, but
a
it's
little bit
like
of both.
Yeah.
and whatever juices were in there.
I will say it does suck when you have to sleep next to it.
Gotta avoid the wet spot.
Yeah.
It's cold.
It gets real cold.
That needs to be her half of the bed.
Agreed.
Like that's
Her mess.
That's her mess.
Right.
You could also just
Like
have,
if you accidentally came on a pillow and everyone was too lazy to get rid of it,
it's your
you're
pillow.
sleeping on that pillow.
Right. Flip the pillow over.
Right. But that's your pillow for the night.
Yeah.
Right. We'll flip the mattress over, even if it's not double-sided.
That seems awful.
I know.
Yeah.
She's sleeping on the floor.
You spray in it, you lay in it, man.
Yep.
I just did my job.
Right. You were just there to work. You were just following orders.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking the banality of evil. It's a fucking squirt joke. Okay, cool.
Why not?
Yeah.
So I do think this chick is a squirter because that's the only way that this next part makes sense.
Okay.
But somehow or another, her inundations differ from those of that river, meaning the Nile, as they do not produce fecundity. Some skillful gardeners are of the opinion that she drowns the seed, which is the reason that it does not take root.
She squirts so hard she doesn't get the stuff up in her. She doesn't get pregnant.
She blasts out the cum.
Whoa.
I think that what that's saying is
I'm blown away that we didn't put this one behind a paywall, by the way.
Yeah.
This is like the one
premium content
We
right
might
here.
need to switch these over.
But in the words of Future, I fucked and made her pee. That's... If she can do it all in one cycle.
I'm
we're
straight up
just
quoting
blasted out.
history.
I know you are.
I'm just quoting a
I'm just saying
historical
the
document.
I'm not knocking you, dude. I'm just saying the subject matter definitely feels more paywall. I'm not saying we keep it behind the paywall.
Man, there's
no,
fucking gnarlier shit on Apple Podcasts.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. No.
This is tame. I'm just making a point.
Yeah.
Jake's just vanilla.
She blasts your jizz out of her vagina
But wait,
with her squirts, and that's why she never gets pregnant.
Yeah.
fucked and made her pee. Yeah, it's
Does that logic make sense?
it's a good. I mean, it's a great kind of attribute to have here.
In this time, I
Especially if
suppose.
you're working. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
avoid UTIs.
Yeah. I mean,
That is a good way to avoid you.
Everyone should pee after
By the way,
sex.
the amount of chicks I know or like hooked up with who at some point I had to be like, you should go pee. And they're like, what do you mean? And I was like, what?
I feel like you shouldn't tell them that, but
I was like at some point, actually, I did have to tell them that because
You're gonna get a yeast infection,
yeah.
my gal.
I mean, I feel everyone should have a pee
Yes,
after sex.
guys too.
Guys too.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. You gotta have that little venom pee where it, just the
like a
viper
sprinkler.
piss. The viper piss, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it goes to the straight
Just
line.
two-barreled. And then you have to just push so hard that it gets out one barrel, but sometimes you shit your pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
all the
all
time.
been there.
Well,
For sure.
me for certain.
But you were doing it sitting down, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm more comfortable.
Honestly, why not?
I'm gonna pee sitting down in my own home. All right.
I'll do what I want.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll fake a shit.
I used to all the time at work.
And well, at work for sure, but I mean at home, because now home is work because I have a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing where you're like, you need 20 minutes in the bathroom.
Yeah, like,
to avoid your child.
and I just run to the bathroom like, I eat the Mexican food.
Pooping on company time.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what's actually awful is when she's not home and I actually do have to shit. Like I just get kicked in the stomach, and I just
You have to bring the baby in.
Yep.
And you're just shitting in front of your baby.
Yep.
It's called trauma, brother.
I'll give him my phone and I'll be like, play with this. And sometimes he'll just try to grab
Do you at least turn him away from you?
There's no turning anything. He can walk.
Yeah, he turns
Yeah, but just turn the baby around.
He turns back around. He's not making memories yet. It's fine.
Oh, is he in the poo?
What? You think he's jumping in?
No, he's fascinated.
He will come up to me and try to like grab my knee, or he'll be like, like pick me up, and I'm like, I can't do that right now.
These are things, more points in the con side for
For
me.
having a child.
Yeah.
You don't want to poop in front of your baby?
I have one. I don't have to think about it.
It's the best. Kids are the best. Not pooping in front of your baby is the best, but kids are the best.
That's the greatest lie every parent tells, isn't it?
Actually,
No.
that's the number one reason to have a kid, Rob said.
Because you get to poop in front of them.
Yeah, finally I get to shit in front of a kid
Get to
guilt-free.
pinch one out.
Well,
Yeah.
feet guy likes shitting in public too, huh?
We're learning a lot
A
today.
little bit of B. Anyway, if you think that was the peak of that review, it
Come on.
gets weirder.
Lay it on me.
This is a disagreeable circumstance to those who may wish to not till in vain.
If you're trying to get the hooker pregnant,
Right. Who the fuck is trying to get the hooker pregnant?
Listen, sometimes, especially back then, some of these guys, they didn't have a whole lot of luck. And if they could find a woman that would sleep
A
with
working
them,
woman.
a working woman, even though they have to pay, they could lock that down.
And then let her keep working?
there was a missus in here not too long ago.
Yeah, no, maybe they're just trying to no, I can get you out of this life. I can rescue you.
Let me save you, girl.
Save your complex. It's not new.
Like,
Oh.
forget, and by the way, this isn't like ew, gross, you want to get that type of woman pregnant. It's the whole point of fucking a hooker is to fuck the hooker and then cut ties immediately.
Wow. How presumptuous of you, Rob.
Rob, tell that to Jesus Christ.
Did he fuck Mary Magdalene?
For sure.
Well, he had a kid with her, allegedly.
Yeah.
According to Dan Brown.
So he got a hooker pregnant
Yeah, but she stopped hooking.
because of him.
All right. And I guess he died and went to heaven. He kind of ran out on his family.
Bad dad.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Yeah, Jesus
Oh,
not around for his
sorry.
son.
It's like if
I've abandoned my boy.
Jesus Jr.
the modern version of that is like a rich guy getting a hook.
JJ Christ.
JJ Christ.
The modern version of that is like a rich guy getting a hooker pregnant, and then his dad just I don't know, flies him on a PJ to Ibiza.
Yeah. It's like, listen, dude, you're an expat now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect it. But it keeps going.
Yep.
But to others who would prefer the pleasure of the but to others who would prefer the pleasure without the expensive consequences, which should be fucking everybody.
Yeah, sure.
She is the most desirable, as they are sure that all who bathe in her Castilian spring will be overwhelmed with a flood of delight. So she'll blast out all your normal people's jizz, no problem.
Castilian Spring is great.
Yep. Next up, we have Miss Wilkinson. We're just going to get straight to the vagina stuff on this one.
Cool.
Next, take a view of nature centrally. No folding lapel, no gaping orifice, no horrid gulf is here. but the loving lips tenderly kiss each other and shelter from the cold a small but easily stretched passage. Not done. Whose depth none but the blind boy has liberty to fathom. So you have to be, you essentially have to be, the only way you can understand how deep her pussy is to be blind and live in eternal darkness. What do you even do with that?
Like, is this a pro?
I get fucking yeah.
Dive on in, dude.
Spurlunkin?
Now, do you like a deep vagina, Dan?
No, because I'm not working with a whole lot, you know?
Yeah.
So I need it to be pretty shallow.
Bit of a tuna can.
Tuna can Dan is what they called me.
I also want to know, like, what horrid golf means here, because we're talking about 18th century vaginas. We're talking about 1700s vaginas. What's bad for a 1700s vaginas?
Oh, man, it's got to be a war zone down there.
It's like,
I don't think we have any room to judge.
it's a landfill.
Listen, with everything we've already said, we don't slut shame here. We don't.
Absolutely.
I'm not. Look, they were dealing with what they had to work with.
Yeah, and we don't want to.
Except for the French chick who washed everything, so they kind of weren't dealing with everything they had to work with.
We don't want to talk
different
unkindly
places.
about the dead. But you know what? It was probably like
It probably wasn't fun.
it was an Arby's sandwich.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone smelled or looked good.
No,
But
but there was
no.
I mean, for the time, but even for the time, there's probably people that smelled terrible.
Everything's relative is what you're trying
Yeah.
to say. Yeah.
They ended with a little more vagina talk. Between the tempting lips, the coral-headed tip stands sentinel. So coral-headed tip is a dickhead, or that's that's the clit, and I couldn't tell which one.
Coral-headed tip.
Stands sentinel. Between the tempting lips, the coral-headed tip stands sentinel.
That's definitely a penis. Coral.
It sounds like a penis, right?
Yeah, coral.
Like I checked my penis after reading that.
You're like, that's definitely coral.
Coral. It's coral colored.
Yeah.
You have a coral colored little ring.
Coral cut.
Coral colored.
It's caramel.
Caramel. What do you?
He's a Portuguese Jew, man.
That's true. He's Portuguese.
And Turkish.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Sheltered by a raven-colored bush, so a nice black bush.
Quote the raven nevermore.
And for 1/2 guinea, conduct the well-erected friend safe into port. So, pretty cheap and not bad, I guess. Next up, we have Miss Noble, who is a blowjob expert.
Oh, I was wondering when this was going to come up, actually. 'Cause I
Yeah.
was like, is this happening at this time?
The first woman to ever use her mouth.
Yeah. She's like, oh, well, you know, I was thinking, what if I open old number 3 here?
We got to do an episode on the history of a blowjob, right? Like, who's the first? It's got to be out there.
It's not. It predates writing by probably 100,000 years.
Yeah, you got to think before we were even like farming, that was happening.
There
at
are
some point.
chimpanzees who blow each other. Bonobos, chimps.
Just feels good, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think they didn't figure that out immediately?
We were blowing each other before we were human beings.
That's actually what evolved us.
Probably.
Yeah.
Better ways to blow each other. I guarantee evolution, people are like, oh, evolution happens because of this and that. A lot of times I think evolution happens for really stupid reasons.
All the time.
Yeah. And I assume we're going to hit a wave of that at some point. I'll be dead, but it'll happen. Like, sooner rather than later.
Have you seen your child? It's already happened. Look at his head.
His head is well-shaped, sir.
A little off.
Still.
A little off.
Took a look. How would you know you weren't at his birthday party?
Yeah, dick.
That's true. You would know better. He's in the bathroom when you shit.
He is often. Every parent
So you're
listening
probably
to this,
getting like a good view, too, of his head. You're down lower.
I'm down lower than my child when I'm shitting.
No, but you're kind of like on his level because you're sitting down.
I'm like still 2 feet above him.
Yeah, he's small, man. He's like this big.
He like comes up to my fucking knee.
Yeah.
By the way, every parent listening to this is like, yeah, I shit in the same room as my 1-year-old.
That's all our fucking app mentions are going to be after this episode. It's like, actually, I do agree with Rob. I shit
I'll
in my...
stand with Rob.
Yeah.
So the blowjob queen here, Miss Noble. Her tongue has a double charm, both when speaking and when silent, for the tip of it, properly applied, can talk eloquently to the heart, whilst no sound pervades the ear, and sends such feelings to the central spot that immediately demands the more noble weapon to close the melting scene. So melting scene means blast off.
Gotcha.
Means fucking come your out
Yeah,
of your penis hole.
Thank you. Come out of your penis hole. Got it, man. I'm glad you laid it out for me that way. I didn't get it from the fucking first part.
Yeah. I'm trying to put it in 21st century terms. I'm trying to juxtapose how we speak with how
I'd be
they
busting,
speak.
no cap, for real.
Yeah.
Get out.
Shut up, dude. That should be coming out of your mouth, Blondie.
Well, we're starting to get some roots. Starting to grow back.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Looking less and less like a diehard villain every day.
Which is sad.
I mean, you can keep it up. You can go back and get it fucking...
Get a touch up, man. Have Jesse clean it up.
Yeah, well, monthly.
Next up, we have what I think is a black prostitute.
Ooh.
Impetuous flood of longing expected rapture. She is a charming black beauty. I don't know what else that could mean. Because they talk about black hair on a lot of these women,
And it's like,
and they never say that.
yeah, it's definitely.
Maybe her heart is black.
I don't think so, because she sounds nice.
Okay.
Like she sounds
I'll hear her out.
like a good hooker. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm. This is full guess for me.
I mean, I think that's pretty straightforward. Yeah.
And there is something later in another review that will make this seem more likely that she's black. Though she's very fond of noun substantive. I don't know what that means. Fucking. That can stand by itself. Oh, it means dick. Sorry.
Yeah.
So she's fond of dick. I actually wonder if
she needs a big dick. Is that what you're saying?
I think that they left this in here and forgot to they're like, think of something for dick.
Oh, like noun substantial. That's like the filler. Like the ad lib. Right. Yeah.
They put in like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They're going to put in the rest later.
And they just forgot.
They just forgot.
But that's actually a good euphemism in and of itself.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I kind of think the publishers just forgot to say something fancy for dick or boner or whatever. She loves to make it fall. And indeed, the stoutest man cannot stand long before her. Many a fine weapon she has made a mere hanger, and the most stubborn steel hath melted in her sheath.
You won't last that long, bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's going to make you come real fucking fast.
Damn. All right.
How long are you going to last, Dan?
All right. Well, clearly
not very.
The best swordsman being melted like a blacksmith taking the finest sword.
So let's say the average guy goes a hot 1 minute with her, Missy Elliott.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing in comparison to these 1788 men?
Probably better, honestly.
Yeah.
Do you think
I'm doing much better than like a 1700s man?
Do you think are you though? They might be fucking like wild.
No.
I don't know. I think we underestimate the past. I think so people always say that winners write history, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
But there's no winners in this situation. And what's being written here, or what was being written about this time, wasn't necessarily, well, it was written by the winners. It was written by the upper class, right?
Listen, Rob.
So they want to present a certain view to you that things were prim and proper and whatever. And they didn't really care about these fucking mud people.
I've already been self-deprecating about the size. I can't double down.
You can't go time as well.
Yeah. That's just too cliche.
Yeah, hard to get overwhelmed when barely anything's in there.
Exactly. Like, no, I'm going an hour.
All right.
Yeah.
But I think when we talk about history being written by the winners, it's not just about, they won the war, so they write the history. It's about the upper class, for a lot of history, was the only one that could even fucking write. So they write the history, and they want to project themselves certain ways.
Yeah, it's about it's about perspective more than anything.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're going to ignore, essentially, these mud people, even these like lower middle class people, that honestly, it sounds like they're fucking constantly.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's
every night.
What else are you going to do?
It's an easy get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's easier to get laid here than it is at a state school.
Because no one's fucking, Rob.
No one wants to fuck.
No one wants to fuck.
No one wants to fuck anymore. Kids aren't fucking anymore. They're so lazy.
We're not reproducing at the same rate.
Good.
Nope.
Kids have
Fucking
anxiety.
good. Less humans.
It's better for the planet or something.
No, I don't give a shit about that.
Not burn
Okay.
it all down.
More resources for me, baby.
They go on, yet no one complains, but rather rejoices at the debility she produces and wishes for repetition, which she enjoys with a go peculiar to herself, and is possessed of every amorous means to produce it, and she is of every luscious one to destroy it. So she just fucks real good again, essentially.
I love how there's all these just flowery paragraphs. It's like, yeah, but she's just like,
No, like
Well,
at some
like,
point,
she
it's
just
like,
fucks
just
good.
say,
Just a good way,
say, good
yeah.
Lord, just
it would be a
get to it.
boring book if it only said that. That's
I
why they
guess
do
so.
it. Yeah.
This one fucks good.
This one's
fucks good too. Four stars.
It's more of a pamphlet.
Yeah.
It's wait, what was that hooker website we went to?
Probably Backpage.
What was the hooker?
It might have been Backpage or something like that.
Like I know it
Georgia-
doesn't.
Oh,
exist.
you were
Georgia-
gone. You were
yeah,
gone.
Georgia
Yeah, we were
found
looking
it,
at
yeah.
hooker pages one day. It's fucking weird.
I know
man.
they shut that down. Though,
You ever
so it
paid for
probably wasn't
prostitute?
that. Me? No.
Either of you.
No.
No,
I
I
don't.
would legally. Well, not married now, but like I would be down like in Amsterdam's red light
No,
district
like
or
next week
Nevada
you
or
will,
something.
probably, right?
Yeah, let's go to Amsterdam for a show. When I win the Powerball. It's not cheating if you're a billionaire. Nothing is.
I don't think that's
You can give your wife a good severance.
Let's go. She's not listening, so that's fine.
Right.
Didn't you see her?
But I think her dad is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if you win the Powerball, you're not staying together.
Yeah, we are.
It's kind of irresponsible.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
Can't do that to my child. Poor little bud.
I would stay with my wife if I won the Powerball.
No, you wouldn't.
You said what?
Don't be a liar.
I'm not lying.
Shut up.
I mean, she could have a pool boy. Like,
Right.
Yeah. That's really the situation.
yeah.
That's all right. If you have kind of a handshake agreement.
Yeah, I think that's the more likely situation.
But I like that you said she has the pool boy and you have nothing. After you win the Powerball.
I'm selfless.
You're like, yes, my wife's husband.
I will say what I will say what I said to Ross before he left here. I was like, the thing you would have to worry about for the Powerball for me is you have to make sure I don't die the minute I find out I win
Right.
the Powerball, because I would be very, out of all the people here, I might be the first one to die. If I win the Powerball.
What, out of just pure, like I have a heart attack?
Just like party mode. I'd be
Oh.
like, woo! Like, would I get sober because I wouldn't want to die because I have all this money?
With my luck,
Well,
I said this before the show, but I would have the winning ticket in my truck, and it would be smashed and broken into, and they
Right,
would take the ticket.
exactly.
And I'd have to go to court with the man who robbed me.
yep, pretty much. And you wouldn't be able to prove it.
No.
And he'd be a billionaire.
And he wouldn't even pay for my window.
Nope. Yeah,
Like, shut up, poor.
you'd be $500 out of fucking luck.
1,000 this time.
Yeah, well, and actually a lot more than that
I
with the
forgot you
legal
got your
fees.
truck broken.
Yeah,
this weekend.
it happens every year.
It happens every day.
It's Robin season.
It's Robinson.
Next up, we have Miss Ward. Not a great review on this one.
Ooh.
Like I said, they don't give great reviews on everybody. She is
So not the inspiration for Maitland Ward.
maybe it's her descendant or her ancestor.
I checked out some of her work after she came on the show.
Pretty good.
She's enthusiastic.
She's yeah.
Like not the best looking, but like I like a girl. I think porn really comes down to like how into it are you. That's more important.
Selling it. And
Yeah.
that's what she was saying on the show, by the way. Was like, it's not just about like what you look like.
Well, she was talking about like story and stuff. I'm
Yeah,
like, shut up.
I know, I agree with that though. I think but it's like hearing an
'Cause
actor.
she's an actor.
It's like hearing an actor be like, you gotta find like where they're from and blah blah. And it's like you're playing Lincoln, just do a Lincoln impression, right? And that's what you think because you can't act. But the actor needs to be a fucking psycho about it to be a good actor.
Yes.
So she's the same way, but with porn acting.
But then when you hear her,
It is what it is. Every actor sounds like an asshole.
I don't know.
Miss Ward, she is really a delicious piece, and her terra incognita is so very agreeable to every traveler therein that it hath ceased to deserve that name. So her vagina can no longer be called terra incognita because so many people have fucked her.
Oh.
It has become well known in a much frequented country, freely taking in the stranger. So even for a prostitute, she's fucked a lot of fucking guys.
Yikes.
She's
man.
a floozy for a prostitute.
I guess.
She's a whore, you know?
But this is the really, like, goddamn.
Your favorite whore's favorite whore.
It's a comics, it's comedian's comedian, you know? It's a whore.
I mean, she must be good looking then.
No.
If she's getting a lot of business?
Well, that's not what they...
All right.
They just say she'll take anybody.
Can hookers deny people?
Yes. What?
Well, yeah, but like if they're going to pay the right price.
It depends on the person. And we'll talk about that.
I didn't realize.
We'll get to that.
They had... Imagine getting denied by a hooker.
That's pretty low, yeah. It's bad. It's a bad fucking day for you.
It probably happens a lot.
A lot. It probably happens all the fucking time.
I would imagine it does. Like, you got to think, man, like, most...
You'll call.
I don't know how many dudes are going to hookers and stuff, but, like, run-of-the-mill guy's probably not going. So you got to think, like, now you're getting, like, lower quarter or higher.
Gross.
It's either going to be high-end businessmen or low-end dudes who can't get laid, right? And the high-end dudes who are super businessmen probably aren't that great either. They're working so much. They're probably a little...
Right.
I imagine hygiene's a big problem for a lot of these chicks. So they're probably like, no.
Yeah.
You stink, bro.
Yeah. Okay. No. It doesn't matter. It's not like... Yeah. You,
So
you can get whatever money you want and walk into like a fucking McDonald's and buy $50 worth of McDonald's, but you can't just have $50 and walk up to a prostitute and be like, I have this, gimme.
Yeah, it's not...
They
like
do
that.
their own quality check.
Right. They're like, no.
There's nuance to that
You have
transaction.
poop in your pants.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fuck you.
Although that'd be sick if you went to McDonald's and they denied you.
I mean, they can also do that. They're just less likely to do that.
It's like we're making
Than
him
a
burger.
prostitute.
He's in his car. What's the worst he can smell like? You know, but versus like, oh, I have to let you inside of me. Yeah, there's going to be some ground rules. There's some nuance to this shit. It's not just, give me money. Get in.
Yeah.
You know?
Right, but you go to McDonald's, they're like, no, we're cutting you off.
That'd be insane.
That'd be an even lower point, to be quite honest.
That would be lower.
Yeah. Being rejected by a prostitute is understandable for many reasons. But, yeah. So, Ms.
Being
Ward.
denied a McDouble. It's a tough scene.
That's actually pretty bad to be like, we're not going to feed you.
I mean, you had enough.
Like, I'm not going to fuck you is a sentence most people hear. Everyone's
the
heard.
time, yeah,
Everyone's heard. All
Everyone's
the
been
time.
denied, yeah.
But I'm not going to feed you is, you hear that less.
Like, you don't need this.
Yeah. So that's a pretty bad start. The review doesn't get better.
Okay.
She does not pretend to restore sight for the blind. She does not pretend to restore sight to the blind. But she will place him in such a direction that he cannot mistake the way. So she's not a good lay,
but you know what you got to do.
but she gets the job done.
Right.
Like, she's not going to blow your mind,
Mm-hmm.
but you'll come.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll finish. Miss Sims, by the way, they're running out of ways to describe and or compliment
They're just getting tired
vagina
at this point.
Yeah. We hear her low countries are far from being capacious, but like a well-made boot
Mm-hmm.
It fits well.
is drawn on the leg with some difficulty and fits so close as to give great pleasure to the wearer.
Okay, so she's tight.
Too tight. It is about 2 years since her boot has been accustomed to wear legs in, and though it has been often sold, it has yet to wear out.
So it's been a while since she's...
She's been fucking for 2 years, but still tight.
So she is a cock cobbler.
Cobbler.
Cobbler, yeah.
Cobbler, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he said. That's why it was funny. Therein lies
Made
the joke.
to fit.
Just comparing a vagina to a boot is...
Not the best.
It's a lot. And that's what I'm saying. Like, they're running out of euphemism at this point.
Yeah.
Miss
I
Beck,
think I would push back on that.
better than ever.
If you're a bootsman, that's actually probably a good sell.
No, if they're making like the vagina fits on your dick so well.
Like a boot.
Handmade.
All right.
Yeah.
Miss Betsy Clark, the common destroyer of beauty has made few dells on the face of this fair Jewess.
Oh,
Yeah.
one of the tribe. Let's go.
But a pair of pretty dimples makes ample amends and quite overbalances these trifling imperfections. So she's got a little bit of acne and she's a Jew, but she's still pretty.
Cool.
Well, your tribe should match your vibe.
What?
I missed it. Tired.
It's okay.
It happens.
It's been a long day.
Yeah. Miss Coop, strange it is, but no less strange than true, that Englishmen in general have a great itch for variety. But according to our promissory note in the preface, we here present them with one of the finest, fattest figures as fully finished for fun and frolic as fertile fancy ever formed, fraught with ever-melting charm.
Okay, stop.
She's fat.
This is too much alliteration.
I fucking know.
That's insane.
It starts to get banana. You start reading this and you're just like, God damn it.
That's like Dr. Seuss wrote that hooker review. Fat and fun and like, fuck off, dude.
Fat and fun and fanciful and fluffy and like, yeah, stop.
Yeah, it's absurd.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
these people had to be like, just tell me where the fucking vagina is. I don't care about your poetry. All right, just tell me where I can fucking come.
Green eggs and ham might have actually just been plagiarized from this.
It really. If a vagina in this book was described as green eggs and ham, would you be surprised at all?
Oh,
At first you deny it, but then when you try it, you like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the moral of the story. Try it first.
man.
Now we get into.
Is there a finale?
Yeah.
We're almost there.
That like
No,
just
we're not.
No, we're not. We're like 10 pages deep.
Dude.
All right, I'll do like two more.
Okay.
All right.
Miss Nancy Davos. She has a tolerable, pretty mouth. We wish we could say the same, or we wish we could pay her teeth the same compliment.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Busted
jacked
teeth.
up grill. That mouth, she thinks, serves as an index to the cousin below. That's her pussy. To be sure, she has learned the wriggling part of pleasing and would willingly make her gentleman believe when in the heat, blah, blah. She's got a pretty used up pussy, but she knows how to use it.
Okay.
Uh,
She a little teethy?
no, her
she's
teeth are just
bad
fucked
teeth.
up.
Bad teeth, but like with the blowjobs.
I think they would have said something about that
Okay.
in a long prose.
Most likely.
Oh, yeah. Here is my favorite. Wait, hold on. Let me find the one.
You know,
There's
you
only
gotta
so
remember
many
by
hooker
name,
reviews
yeah.
I can listen to, honestly. Like,
There's got to be one though that just caught your eye.
There is one in particular where.
Do you remember her name?
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
yes.
All right. So I'll do this. This is my last one.
Okay. I think that if it's your favorite, I think that's how we should.
It's not my last. It's just funny because if you're with this hooker and you get charged a certain way, it's bad.
Oh, it says something about you?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. This is Miss Corbett.
So she's just giving out potentially like Podrick rides.
Oh. Pod the God? Pod the Dick God?
Pod the Dick God.
Yeah, that's a 2-lane street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Miss Corbett. Some girls have been debauched by delusive arts and under promises of marriage, and others have commenced harlots through want, but neither of these motives actuated this lady's principles. It was mere lewdness that overpowered all nature's works and stamped the principles of conjunction and copulation at a very early period. When ere 12 summers, a.k.a. when she was 12, had warmed her consultation, she learned the use of different machines and felt the effects of friction as soon as she had any genital fluid within her.
Oh, gross.
Who first stamped her virgin mold, we are at a loss to tell.
We don't know who banged the 12-year-old.
Yeah, but from the luxuriance of the present soil, guess it was broke open at an early period.
So she's a little used up.
So that's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah.
She, I don't know,
She's a
hit
child hooker.
puberty early, got horny early, was in some sort of sexual situation, consensual or non-consensual, I do not know.
Yeah.
It's probably the latter, right?
Yeah, probably the latter. And she got fucked real young. Again, whether consensually or non-consensually, I don't fucking know.
How old is she here in the review?
A couple years older.
Ugh.
But
Don't feel great about this.
here's the good part.
Okay.
In regard to price, she has one fixed rule. She always measures a gentleman's maypole by a standard of 9 inches and expects a guinea for every inch it is short of full measure.
Wow.
So if your dick is
Smaller
less than
than
9
9
inches,
inches?
you got to pay extra.
But if it is 9 or above, or if it's 10, 11, is she paying you?
Yeah, she's knocking it off. I hope so.
Okay. I kind of respect that.
Wow,
rule.
I feel like that's a big ask. Like, that's a pretty, like...
So for what it's worth with that, 9 inches then isn't 9 inches now.
Oh.
Inches have been
Changed.
But essentially what she's saying is if your dick doesn't meet a certain size, if it drops below that size, it costs more.
So she's
because I'm not having fun.
She's size queen.
Yeah.
She's price fixing.
She's dick fixing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine the indignity? What would you do if they're like, yeah, I know it's normally 1,000, but you're 1,200.
That means it's only 2 inches shorter, right? Than 9?
Well, no, 9, 1788 inches. That might be 6 to 5 inches for all we know.
No. Well, I think we're good. Mine's about
Cell phone size?
cell phone, yeah. Gotta measure it.
Okay. But yeah, that one was especially like, man, you have to be like almost brave to fuck her.
Like, it's almost like it's almost like a carnival challenge. It's like, I think I can make the bell ring, if I hit this thing hard enough, or like, if, like I'm strong enough. Like, you going, it's like, man, she charged me more.
God damn it.
The game was rigged
I think the game is rigged, by the way.
from the start.
Where's she measure from?
Right? Because in my experience, you have to take the ruler and push it as hard in as you can to your pelvis.
Yep.
Until you're basically bleeding.
You have to measure from the top. I think
Perhaps
everyone knows
touching
that.
bone.
I typically go from my asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is fair as well. That's a European measurement.
Mm-hmm.
Mainland.
Right. It varies with country.
100%. Yeah.
It's like shoe sizes. Like in China, it's a different size. Like a men's 10 is not the same.
No, it's not.
What'd you guys learn today?
You're a foot guy, bro.
Yeah, you're a foot guy. You're also, I feel like you probably berate your wife for not keeping up a certain standard.
A foot?
Foot in hand.
Yeah.
I like
You
a
like your
I like
nails
a
look
hand as
little
soft
rough.
as turtles down.
You like paws, bro.
I like hand as soft as turtles down.
Digits.
You're into them mitts. And them
Did you learn anything
toesy-woesies.
about history today?
Oh, yeah. We've always had a back page.
This isn't a back page.
That's actually a review site, which there are also those. I
This is its own thing, yeah.
believe. Yeah.
We're a little too flowery with our smut.
And I agree with that.
I can't imagine a drunk person having to flip through this. Oh, my God.
I know, because these people are kind of drunk when they're doing it.
Like, this has to be for... I imagine this might be for upper class people, too.
Has
It says
to
it's
be.
for middle class people. But
Middle
it's-
class-ish, yeah.
But I think it's for upper class people to go.
A guy's not getting off the docks and reading this. And
Nor could they afford it to be about
Nor
20,
could
worth
they
about
read it.
$20 today for what they charged back then.
Nor could they read it.
But it was middle class. Like, middle class people could afford it.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
So if you're like, to give an example that people would understand, if you're Bob Cratchit, right? You don't own the business, but you are an accountant at the Scrooge's business. You could afford this.
Yeah. And I guess, like, you're biting the bullet on this $20 book so that you don't waste money later on.
Exactly.
so he's getting a prostitute instead of paying for Tiny Tim
yes.
to get the surgery.
Yes. What surgery? What surgery could Tiny Tim pot with an amputate his foot?
Yeah, they cut off his head, and then you don't have a crippled kid anymore.
That's true.
Takes care of the problem.
Yeah. I mean,
Some
that's,
people
that's
just-
how they dealt with shit like that back then. I don't know what you want me to say.
Hating the cure is their problem.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Who's today's Hitler?
Trying to think through.
I don't know if there is one.
Yeah, these women are offering a service to lonely men. I think the Hitler is anyone that is stealing from this last woman who has a dick over 9 inches.
You're hating all
so
these big boys.
they're like you got to charge me less.
No, she's got to pay them.
Yeah. So she's Hitler?
No, they are. If you big dick dudes.
Right. They're Hitler?
Dan's calling dudes with big dicks Hitler.
Yeah.
Okay.
My Hitler would be probably. I don't have one.
Society as a whole for kind of looking down on these women.
I do have a Hitler. It's the judge that sentenced someone that wrote this to prison.
Yeah, for a year.
That's bullshit. It's a book.
Right.
Fucking free speech, man. What are you, Nazi? That's my pick.
All right. My Hitler is gross feet.
The show's not over.
And for that,
you gotta close it.
yeah. For Rob Fox, Jake Goldman, I'm Dan Regester, and you just got soft serve.